Welcome back to the Figure Kit Garage, fellow resin heads and kit builders. Brent Krug back with the Punisher, work in progress number 3. The last video we worked primarily on the two angels and the death and the two pinions that go on the base, and I'm really happy with how those turned out. They're going to stay that way. Nothing's going to change. I have glued the two pinions on already, and they'll fit in just like that. Pull back, nice contrast to the lighter stone color. And I was going to do work on the base in this video, but I'm still awaiting the arrival of two products to help me age this base a little bit better. I had to order AK Interactive's Slimy Grime Light and Streaking Grime. So while I'm waiting on those, I'm going to put the base on hold, except for one thing that I did do on Thursday night. I figured I'd go ahead and get this out of the way, and I painted the Punisher skull. I absolutely love how this turned out. It's a definite standout on that base. It's beautifully detailed. I stippled 2 different shades of gray on it with a sponge, and then went back in with some transparent black, and then airbrushed over it with some over-reduced Createx opaque white. And I love it. I love how this looks. You know, I can't be happier. So with the base being put on hold until more than likely the next video, we're going to start working on the Punisher himself, and I've already got him primered with Stynylrez gray primer. Why gray? Because it's helped me spot a lot of things that I may have missed during the building process. Sometimes I do have Stynylrez black primer, but not, black's not the best, not always the best color to use if you're trying to look for mistakes. So I'm going to start getting this guy base coated. I'm going to work my way up. So I'm going to start with the boots. I'm going to base coat the boots in Garage Kits US Colors Jet Black. And we'll get this shaken up really well. I hope everybody's had a decent weekend. A big thank you to all the new subscribers that have shown up. I'm at 172 right now. Good feeling to see a lot of people jump on board. Apparently I'm doing something right still. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, go on over to Model Club TV. They finally get the elusive David Fisher along with Terry Webb from Amazing Figure Modeler Magazine on. It's a great 2.5 hour video. Great interview with Terry and David, talking about the history of AFM, where it's been, how it got started, and where it's going now that it's all digital. So you get the chance, go on over to Model Club TV and check it out. I'll leave a link down below. And if you get the time, if you get the chance, check out Monster Model Review. Rob Madison came up with a doozy for a project. He did a self-made rat Fink and Carbonite, and he decided to do a tutorial on how to do something like that, except he used the Aurora Frankenstein in Carbonite. So it's actually it's a pretty kick-ass video. I got to admit, I like the way he came up with that, and it doesn't look like it cost him a whole heck of a lot with all the materials. So let's get this bottle opened up. Where's my glasses? There they are. Some reducer in here. I usually don't, I usually use reducer with all my airbrush paints. Helps reduce the tip dry by quite a bit. And I'm going to be using several different colors of black on this guy. I'm not exactly sure what kind of a difference it's going to make. I'm hoping it makes a big difference. But I'll be using different shades of black. I've got NATO models, or mission models, Nato Black and Tire Black, Garage Kits US Jet Black, and I'm going to be using probably the Vallejo German Gray, which is a really deep, dark, blackish gray tone. But I'm going to try and create as many highlights and have some kind of a difference between each part of his outfit. So let me get these parts out of the way. I'll just get the boots painted. And here we go. Nice and smooth. I did have to do a little bit of repair work on the right boot. Part of the boot tread was actually missing. It didn't work during the printing process. And I've already got it sanded down and blended in, but you know, 3D printing is not perfect. There we go. Jeez, this thing wants to spit now. All right, that'll work. Paint's running from one side of the boot to the other. Reducer in there. This thing wants to spit and clog up. I really don't want to have to take this thing apart, but I might have to. There we go. Nice good even coat for a beginning. Even though nobody's really going to see the tread because of the way he's standing on the base, still feel compelled to do it. A matter of personal pride more than anything else. Boot number 2. Okay. Let that sit and dry for a bit. Run some cleaner and then some restorer through this thing, and we'll keep on going. Try and get as much of this done on. Hate it when I do that. Hate it when I do that too. Forgot how good of a color this Garage Kit's Jet Black is, but I'll probably end up using some tire black and probably the dark gray or the neutral gray mixed with a little, or probably the neutral gray mixed with just a touch of dark gray. I'm going to hit the accents on those boots later on. Sure, get everything out of here. And the restorer that I'm using is the same as the Winsor & Newton brush restorer. I don't think the Winsor & Newton is water based, but this is made by Createx. I've been using this for quite a while. A little bit cheaper alternative to the Winsor & Newton, which has always really been damned expensive. So excuse me. Always try to make sure this airbrush is working as best as I can. I've bought this way back in 2012, and it's been this HPC Plus Awada has been my workhorse for 9 years now. So, but I think it's I'm about due to get one of the CMC Pluses, which is a really that's for extreme high detail, but I've been considering that for quite some time. I am going to try and do another work in progress video next week. Virginia has a surgical procedure on Thursday, so I may do the next video on a Saturday again, or I may wait until the following week, because she'll be up and down. Well, not necessarily up and down. She'll be pretty much bedridden for the first 3 days after the procedure, so I'll be looking in on her as much as I possibly can and keeping her from getting in trouble. But gotta take care of the ones you love, no matter what. And came out really good. Now the print itself, as you can see, there's, I don't know if you can see that really well or not. You can see there's what looks like rips or tears, or even defects in the printing process. If that's a defect in the print, you know, so be it. I'll use it. You know, life. You know, if life or circumstances throws you a bridge, well, blow the bridge up, go around and build another one. Because if I can use that as some type of damage to his pants, then that's what I'm going to do. The edges of the cargo flaps, especially on this one, Didn't print all the way through, and the same on this one and on the front. I'm going to use that as battle damage as well. I mean, it's Frank Castle. It's the Punisher. He's not going out on, to dine on Fifth Avenue. I don't think he's looking to up his wardrobe anytime soon if necessary. So, I'm going to use this Mission Models Nato Black for his pants. And I think I'll use the German Gray for the field jacket. And probably the Vallejo Black for the t-shirt and the tactical vest that he's wearing. I'm not sure how much of a difference there's going to be in any of these blacks, if any. Take a drink here real quick. But I'm going to do my absolute best to make sure he doesn't look like one all black blob, even though he is wearing all black. It's kind of hard not to do. But I'm going to give it my best shot. I actually like that color. That looks good. That looks like a really, really good black. So let's get some reducer in here. And I've used these paints previously with the Micromania Star Trek busts, specifically the Captain Kirk and Sulu. They have a color called Highway Yellow, and these paints have a really, really good consistency. So, see how well these come out. This is definitely more of a gray than a black. I'm going to refill this water cup over here at some point tonight. So, yeah, this is definitely that's more of a gray than anything else. Looks like a greenish black gray color tone. That's way too light for his pants. So I think what I'll wind up doing is going with, let me see here. Let's get stuff cleaned out. That actually went in kind of thick. Not the color I was expecting. It says Nato Black. That's more of a black gray green, which is not what I wanted. But I might be able to use that maybe for subtle highlights. I might actually be able to use that on his knee pads. That's not a bad idea. Use that color on his knee pads for the surrounding area. And I'll probably use a medium gray with a little bit of a metalizer mixed in. Change up that look. Excuse me. I had to use a lot of cleaner on this, so just bear with me. Let me pull my fluid needle out and everything's clean. Everything's working perfectly fine from what I can tell. Okay, we're back in business. In one quick second, I'm going to pause this. I'm going to dump out that airbrush cleaning station real quick, so it's now completely full. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. And I'm going to go ahead and go with the German gray on his pants. For that, I'm going to need one of my trusty medicine cups. Shouldn't need a whole heck of a lot to get good coverage, because Vallejo paints usually never ever give me a problem with coverage. Yeah, that jet black on his boots is going to work out just perfect. A little more reducer in there. I know I probably shouldn't be taking this long on a build like this, but working during the week kind of takes a lot out of me. Plus with other things to do, I find the time to do this when I can. So let's hit this with German gray. That's a nice deep dark gray color. I like that. It looks a lot better than the Nato Black. Once I get all these base coated, I'll seal them off before I start doing highlights. Looks really good. I like that. More it dries, more it darkens down, so that'll be definite good color choice. Pardon me again. Ah. Little blemish. Easily repaired. Reload a little bit more in here. Should be just enough. I wound up doing all the putty work on his jacket last night because trying to glue his arms on after they were painted would not be a good idea. I thought I was going to have to because of the M60, but I've worked out the M60 problem with the strap. So I'll be able to use the original 3D printed strap that it came with. Alright, so that's the German gray on the pants. That was a perfect color. My airbrush cleaned out. Got too much restore in the airbrush cup that time, but that's okay. Yeah, the German gray is going to work out really, really nice. I don't think Frank Castle really cares about his mix of wardrobe as long as it's dark and moody, which that's his personality. Airbrush cleaner through here real quick. Trying to put the wrong thing in the wrong place. Okay, let me set that off to the side. I'll probably have to over reduce that when I do the highlights. So I'll really thin that stuff out and use that for a go over on the highlights just to push them back. Yeah, definitely the right color. You're having a hard time seeing it. Oh, shit. What the fuck? Whoops. Forget I said that. I thought I ran out of space on my memory card. I apologize for the language. Notice came up on my phone, said maximum file size reach. I thought the thing had stopped. So again, I apologize for the language. So, but those will be his pants. Really good black gray tone. That's even more black than the black gray is. So now I need to get another mixing cup. Albeit it's a spot I actually missed. Wow. Just a real quick touch. Somehow I missed this part right here. Okay, that's better. Somehow I missed a very small area on his right pant leg. It was almost not noticeable if I hadn't even looked at it closer. It would have been there until I went back over him with that black gray later on. And just a thing for all you folks out there who work with epoxy sculpt all the time. If you have trouble trying to get your edges blended out, something I've been using for a while, and probably a lot of other folks have been using for a while as well, but these little handy tools with the ballpoint on the end. If you dip that in your safety solvent and run it over your edges, the desired effect will leave you with that. There's absolutely no sanding I need to do on any of the putty work whatsoever. Came out absolutely perfect, and the best as I can describe it. And those have rubber brush tips, which I also use for working with epoxy sculpt. Help smooth things down a lot. So look up rubber tip brushes. You can find them at Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby for sure. They are a definite must in your arsenal for items to work with. Okay. How black is this black gray? Let me see here. Let me spread this out a little bit. Whoops, watch what I'm doing. I think I'll use the Vallejo Black Gray on his jacket, and then I'll use the Vallejo Game Air Black on the tactical vest and the t-shirt. Somehow the choice of grays are actually starting to work out in my favor, which I'm really, really happy with. So let's go ahead and get this shaken up and mixed in. If I do everything timely manner, I might be able to start working on getting the the Punisher skull on the front of his vest. No guarantees, but we will try. Although I do have to wake my daughter up at 5 a.m. for a MRI appointment, which is the only time we could actually get. 6 a.m. on a Sunday morning. I was ready to strangle somebody through the damn telephone when I heard that time. I'm like, really? Nothing during the daytime during the week, huh? Not for me, but that's okay. So... maybe that's not dark enough. You know what, the heck with it. Yeah, it's got too much gray to it. So I'll cancel that and we'll use the Vallejo Game Air Black. It's dark, but not dark enough. That's all right. I will use that black gray. That'd be a bad idea to use that on the actual t-shirt itself if I have enough, a little bit of space to do that in that I can use. Probably come in with Createx Opaque Black for the tactical vest. Actually, on second thought, I'll drop a single drop of black into that. Let me see what happens. Dumber things have worked. that yields. Oh yeah, that's way darker. Okay. That just made that a lot easier. Yeah, that'll be a good color. It'll be close to the German gray, but it'll have definitely more of a black tint to it instead of a gray. So we will stick with this as planned, the darker shade. I'm not worried about getting a lot of overspray on the tactical vest. If I make any mistakes and go back in with a brush and just do touch-ups, it's perfectly fine. Getting under this lapel for where his where his M60 is going to go is a real pain in the butt. Yeah, that's a lot better. And I have silly putty back there for where the M60 strap will go, up on his shoulder and down lower where the actual M60 will rest. I'm going to wind up having to leave that as bare resin just because of the fact I'm going to have some place to actually glue it to, which is alright. Once I finally figured out the headache of working with that particular piece, so the hell with it, I'm going to go ahead and use it as is. Yeah, it's going to come out a really nice dark, real good black gray color. Comparison to the German gray, this looks darker. Once I get that sealed, if I have to redo it with the Createx opaque black, I will. I'm not going to be mad. Just a little bump in the road. tighten my needle back down. I should not be able to spray with the trigger all the way forward. Thought I had that tightened all the way down, but apparently, there we go. Apparently I didn't. All right. Oh yeah, that's gonna look good. Now the Punisher is more predisposed to the color wearing the color black, but I think as long as it's a color that depicts the mood he is constantly in, which is always pissed off, I think a black gray tone really works well. I think mine, nope, not clogging up. I do apologize if my compressor is loud on the microphone. Yeah, that'll work. Hope you can see that. Nice muted black gray color. Looks really, really good. Reload some paint in here. I'll have to remix this when I blend back the highlights. Oh, this gray color will actually give me a chance to do some shadow work in here too. So that'll look really, really good. Alright. Put this off to the side real quick and find something to sit him on. Might just be tall enough. Barely. Actually looks really good. I'm liking how that's turning out. Definite color tone difference in the pants. Bring him a little bit closer. But once I get all the shadows and the highlights put in and then blended back, that'll actually look really, really good. So I'm very, very happy with that. So, yeah, that looks really good. That, get that rag out of the way. Empty out this airbrush and we'll get the Nato Game Air Black in there. Get that on the vest and the shirt. And all I have left is the belt and one of the pouches I've already glued on. The other one I'm going to have to hold off on gluing on until I get the belt and the lower legs glued together. I had to do a little bit of putty work to blend that in, so I want to make sure nothing gets in the way of fitting that on there right. There we go. If I have to cut this video short, which it's already 2 a.m. here in California, I may have to, and I can finish the rest of this in the next video, and I'll probably just release both of them back to back instead of one after the other. I probably should get a little bit of sleep, but I am a night owl at heart. I always have been. That's what happens when you work nights. Never ever sleep at night. You're always sleeping during the day. I'll really have to mask his jacket and everything off when I do the skull on the vest, but that's alright. Clean that off. I don't know how that got so grungy. A lot of paint buildup on that. Okay. Shouldn't need very much reducer on this one. push it and get it to mix. I think I need to get some more paint in there. Yeah, it's better. Let me adjust this light a little bit. Oh yeah, it's that's definitely going to stand out. Side edge of that a little bit. I have to do a little bit of touch up by brush, but that's okay. No big deal. We'll remix this again. now we're getting somewhere. That looks really good. Mix this up again. I think I overthinned that a little bit too much. A good tacky coat of paint is better than having a bunch of runs all over your kit. Probably should have started this video a lot earlier in the evening, but Virginia and I decided to sit down and have dinner and watch a movie. Quality time. What movie did we watch? Just a real sweet story. Really amazing. Not a whole heck of a lot of romance, to be brutally honest, but then again, you don't get a whole lot of romance with Mortal Kombat. I'm probably going to catch a hell of a lot of flack from Jason Walker about this. But I actually did like the movie. It's a far and away improvement over the original 1995 film, which I liked, but they could have done a whole lot more with it, and having Goro as a CGI character instead of a damn 8-foot puppet worked out really well this time. So, you know, my apologies, Jason, but we don't see eye to eye on Mortal Kombat, and I apologize for that. Okay, I think that covers the base on that. Yeah, you can tell it's a black vest against a gray jacket, but I'm not really going to pitch a fit because I'm actually starting to like the way that's turning out. And I think I'll go ahead and use the Game Air Black on the his belt. Well, I still got it in my airbrush. I don't want to waste it. So let me scoot you back here. Give that a chance to dry. I think what I'll do is finish the belt, and then I'll probably wind up stopping the video. Let me check the vest out. I'll probably wind up stopping the video for the night. It's already going on 2:25 in the morning. Yeah, started way too late. And seal these off and let them sit for the night and dry. But the way these are turning out, I'm really liking how they look. So next time around, which I'm hoping will be possibly Thursday night, no guarantees, but I will finish up his clothes, and then I'll finish up the base after that, or I may just finish up the base and come back to the Punisher himself, because that base does need to be finished. I have the vines that I'm going to add to it. Now that I have my AK Interactive wet terrain's wet ground to go around the edges of the base, which that stuff looks really good. I'm glad I got it. I was going to go with wet mud, but I decided to go with the wet ground instead, and that wound up being the better choice. I don't know what it is between AK Interactive and MIG. They have come up with some of the best products in the last 10 years, especially when it comes to the diorama family, and especially the finishing products. Stuff actually looks really good. Declog my fluid needle here. There we go. Okay, so that right there, in terms of the initial base coat on all the clothing for the Punisher, I'm satisfied with how that looks. I really am. Even though he's supposed to be wearing all black, the blackish gray tones look really sharp. So I'm really happy with that. So what I'm going to do, is I'm going to end the video here in just a moment, and we'll pick it up next time with the finishing of the base. And once I get the AK Interactive terrain on there, that's going to take a full 24 hours to dry, so I want that to be the absolute last thing I do. We're going to add some slimy grime and some streaky grime to the stonework all around the edges and along the sidewall, and even on some of the on a couple of the statues as well. And get the creeping vines up along the sides. And then I'll have to let that sit for an entire day before I can touch it again. At least it says 24 hours. The last time I worked with AK stuff, they were not kidding. Because I had redid the base for my Mobius mummy, which, a little hint, don't ever try to use baking soda for sand. I had read that in there was a past issue of maybe Modeler's Resource or even Kit Builders, but somebody had mixed in desert sand color with baking soda, and it actually worked. Well, I did the same thing for my Mobius mummy back in 2014, and it looked fantastic. I had it slathered all over the sarcophagus on the top and bottom half, and as the years went by, I didn't realize that the damn baking soda ate the pigment in the paint, and the whole thing turned white. So I wound up getting AK's desert sand and redoing the entire thing, and it looks a million times better. Plus the texture is way better. So let me... So, yeah, live and learn. I don't know what it was. I cannot remember the article that they used baking soda for sand or dirt or something of that nature, and didn't even consider the fact that that baking soda was just going to leach the pigment out of the paint altogether. So, yeah, spend the money, invest in the either the AK or the MIG products, whichever one you choose to use. You'll be way happier for the purchase. Trust me. Okay, that is going to do it for this episode of the Figure Kit Garage. I'll show you the where we've landed, so to speak. The pants for the Punisher done in German gray, which turned out really, really great. Like I said, I am disappointed in the Mission Models Nato Black. I had high hopes for that, but I can use that on the knee pads, and have to go that route. And the Jet Black on the boots, the Garage Kits US Jet Black. It's going to have a lot of detail work. I love the fact there's actually scrapes and cuts in the boots. I hadn't noticed that before until I actually started primering it. I don't know why it just completely skipped a detail on that. And the tactical belt with one of the pouches. And the Vallejo Game Air Black. And then the tactical vest with pouches and the jacket. I hope you can see the color difference in that. But the black gray mixed with a little bit of Game Air Black, and the Game Air Black used on the tactical vest. That's going to look really sharp. So that'll be it from the Figure Kit Garage for this video. Hope everybody enjoys the rest of their weekend. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Build a kit.